If you and I are sleeping together, if I got it, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be sleeping with a woman and she's struggling.
Right.
I don't want no struggle vagina.
Right.
Like, struggle vagina is stressful vagina. I need my vagina to be at peace.
Right.
Because it's so hard for a woman to be sleeping with you, and in the back of her mind, she's like, and my lights just got cut off. And how am I going? Yeah. I know he's enjoying this moment, but I got to go back to the situation, and I don't know if I'm gonna be evicted. I don't even know if I'm gonna have food. Then that's not a pleasant experience for either of us. And so that's what I said. I was like, hey, listen, if I got it, you got it. Right. And that's just what that is. It's grave danger to be giving your body, because I still believe that the woman body is so precious. And until, recently, over the last year, I actually started realizing that my body had value too. At first, I didn't even think I was worth nothing. So the reality is that a woman's body is so valuable, then why is it given so freely? Right. And then you give it to a guy that doesn't even respect you enough to even go change a flat tire if you were stranded on the road. That just don't add up to me.
So far, Steph understands that he is the man who makes this thing go. But I truly believe that eventually is a possibility that he may end up being where his dad is right now, which is not a bad space. But the process of getting there may be a little tough, because his wife has had a whole bunch of exposure to Dell's wife.
You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
We've talked about Steph and Ayesha many times in the past, and things have settled down. She's kind of settled down back into her wife role and settled into doing the things that she's supposed to do. And, Steph has been balling, doing his thing. The Warriors are looking good again. But now there is a story that an insider, you know how it is, man. People in your life who know about you will eventually sell your story out. So someone has started to spread the word that Steph and Ayesha are in an open relationship where there are flings and outside partners. But are any of us surprised? See, there was a time when a woman cried out to have more men attracted to her, to have more men approaching her, to have more men wanting to be with her. And now what we see is this was not just an attempt for her to get attention. This was an attempt for her to get intimate partners. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. What two people do in the privacy of their own home is their business. But as a man, it pains me to see men falling into this ideal that the best thing they can do is to have an open marriage or open relationship with the woman.
I would love to be married. That's fun, but I would definitely be it would be definitely an open marriage. Okay. Because I can't, nothing wrong with people being with someone forever, but I'm not going to sit here and really, tell myself, okay, so I'm only going to fuck this one for the rest of my life. That's fucked up. It's not. We have body parts for a reason. Let's explore them. You know what I'm saying?
Like different body parts, different people.
Yeah. Explore them. We're so many people in this world. Do we really want to one person forever?
7 billion people.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of,
It's crazy because
and what? It's like win-win.
Because the bottom line is, what value does she have that's so great that you have to keep her while allowing her to go be with other men? Tell me, what does that woman have on you? Any man who's in an open relationship, open marriage, you listen to this video, I want you to come in the comments. I want you to comment and let us know the benefit of being in an open marriage. What's the benefit? How do you benefit by having that woman? Yes, there's an intimate benefit, an intimacy benefit, but outside of that, let's talk about all of the things that make up a high quality life. How many of those things are benefited from being in an open marriage? Because see, here's the thing about open marriage. Most of the time, it is something that is in place because the woman doesn't want the man, just him. There are many men who would rather just be with that one woman, more so than there are women who would rather just be with that one man. So a lot of times these open marriages are because the man wants his woman to be able to be pleased however she wants to. The problem with this society is no one's being governed by any morality anymore. The moral fiber is a thing of the past. No one views life and says, okay, let's do the right thing. The right thing in these days is whatever feels good, whatever makes someone happy for a brief moment, whatever brings someone joy for a brief moment, whatever makes someone feel good for an even briefer moment. See, what you got to understand, man, is marriage has a shelf life of about 5 years. And that's if no previous cohabitation has occurred. If there's been some previous cohabitation before the marriage, then marriage has a shelf life of 2 years. 2. Now, that doesn't mean that the people are going to get divorced in 2 years, because most people stay married way after the burn and desire and whatever interest they had in one another is far gone. You see people living in marriage, they don't even sleep in the same room ever. I'm talking about ever. Of course, I think it's great to have separate rooms. But these two people have separate rooms because they don't ever want to be in the same room, in the same bed together. They never want to. See, the bottom line is, we live in a society where everyone's trying to have a traditional marriage, but they're trying to apply the rules of the modern dating and relationship interaction, and those two things don't fit together. See, husband and wife are distinctive terms that only certain men and women fit into. Hence the terms wifey type and husband material. A lot of times a man will have a woman who seems like she's wifey type because she's young, but it's easy for a woman to be wifey type when she's young, especially if you meet her young, like in high school, and then y'all go to college together, and then, you know, it's crazy because there are certain things you can't do as an adult, especially in the United States. Before you're 21, a woman turns 21 and you get to find out who she is as an adult. You never know who a woman's going to be as an adult until she has an opportunity to do what adults do, uninhibited. So a lot of men think they got wifey type, but then they find out that they don't. They've actually put a harlot in that position. They've actually put a thought in that position. See, what you got to understand, man, is in most women's mind, husband is a safe word, befitting of a safe man. And as far as Ayesha goes, Steph is that safe man. He's a safety net. He's a nice guy, been on her for a long time. She knows his family. He knows her family. They grew up together. He's a great father to the children. He's another Dell. And the problem with this scenario is that Ayesha has been exposed to Sonia for her entire adult life. Her entire adult life. And she's compadres with Gabrielle Union. I mean, let's be honest. Like, which other direction is she going to go? You see how Gabrielle Union has Dwayne Wade behaving over there. Came in that boy life, turned his whole house out. And so what you have to understand is the reality of the scenario is that when you're in a situation with a woman who doesn't really want you, this is what you're going to end up having to do in order to, what do these guys call, keep the woman. And that's the thing, man. You know, you got to understand, these guys are twisted around these women's finger.
You know you want my loving, baby. Girl, you got me twisted over you.
These guys are twisted. They twisted. See, women only want a safety net when there's a risk involved. See, Steph is a great guy, so he's a safety net. So no matter what Ayesha goes out there and does, she's got Steph as a safety net. Steph's the type of guy who is probably going to take care of that woman even if she goes out and gets impregnated by another man. He's probably going to take care of that man's child and his children as well, because these are the types of guys who believe that all of those things make you a good man. The number one requirement of a good man is strength, because if you live right, that's spiritual strength. If you avoid certain things, that's mental strength. If you have focus, determination, drive, grit, grind, all of those things are forms of strength, because that means that you push through the obstacles. That means that you're strong enough, you got laser focus, no matter how many fun things there are over there around you, you can still put together a life that's going to be functional and effective. And in a situation like this, Steph has done that. He's built that life. He's had that focus, but many times these men don't have the wherewithal to properly govern their relationship with the woman. And then in his situation, he's in so deep now. She's been with him so long, been with him before he got his money, before he got his contract, before he got his shoe deals. She's going to get half of everything if she leaves. So in his scenario, It is cheaper to keep her. So you got to go through these things. That's why I tell you, man, legal marriage is fool's gold. Like, there is no benefit in a legal marriage for a man. Now, am I saying you can't go have a wedding with a woman and do all that? Yes, do all that. Just make sure you don't live in one of those common law states. But if you don't live in a common law state, go ahead and have a big, beautiful wedding with the woman, man. Just don't go get no legal documentation, because it puts you in a bind. The same type of bind Steph is in. Now, granted, yes, we can say Steph is benefiting from it too, but Steph is a high-profile athlete. He didn't need to have an open marriage for him to have access to beautiful women whenever he wanted them. This open marriage stuff only benefits the woman. It allows her to live a single woman's life while having the security of the bag that a made man is bringing home. Now, if you're a man and you want to make more money than you and you're in an open relationship, you ain't in an open relationship. You just a live-in do-boy. She living her life doing what she want to do, and she just don't care what you do, because you're a live-in do-boy. As long as you take care of those do-boy responsibilities, she's fine. So you got to understand this, man. If you're not a womanizer, now I'm not saying your wife wants to marry a womanizer. No woman wants to marry a womanizer, but your woman wants to be womanized by a womanizer from time to time. It's different energy. It's different energy by a man who feels like that woman is put here to serve him. That's a different energy. It's different energy by a man who believes that a woman should please him as opposed to him pleasing her. Sometimes a woman wants to be made to feel like it's her job to do what the hell you want her to do. Sometimes a woman gets tired of being around a man who does everything she wants him to do. It's not a natural interaction between male and female. It's just not natural. And I'm sure Ayesha gets attention from other NBA players, as well as dudes like probably Drake. And, and this is the thing. That's obviously not what she's after. She wants that thug loving, man. She wants that thug loving. A woman never wants to go be with a man who's just like you. She wants the man that's the opposite of you. You even go back to Sonya Curry. Sonya Curry, you look at Dale and you look at the guy she left him for. Yeah, they're the same age, but at her age, she ain't really got many younger options. But when you look at her, you say, okay, she left Dale and she went and got with his white college classmate, college teammate. Total opposite of Dale. The guy's heavy set, Dale's slim. The guy's a little bit shorter, Dale's tall. And when you think about these things, that's what you're gonna have to believe. So if you got a wife, man, and she got a work husband, man, and he just like you ain't got to worry about them two. You got to worry about that dude who be coming in a UPS truck every day with it pants sagging, grilled up, slugged up, with a rollie on when he come in there. That's who you got to worry about. He's the opposite of you. So you got to keep in mind, man, that wives get tired of being made love to around the same time the novelty wears off of being a newlywed. See, when the newlywed love wanes, the puppy love, as I call it, the grown folks puppy love, when it wanes, so does the desire to be made love to. A woman only want to be made love to when she's in that romantic love phase. Once that romantic love phase and the reality of marriage starts to shape a relationship, then she doesn't want to be made love to anymore. She don't want that no more. Because she ain't in that fairy tale love state. She going through life. She dealing with children. She dealing with trying to do whatever business she doing. She dealing with taking care of her husband. At the end of the day, that woman wants somebody, man, to make her feel like a woman. And sometimes that might leave a little back breaking, back aching. And that's just the way it is. So when you look at a scenario like this, okay, man, they have an open marriage. Nobody's surprised by it. Nobody's surprised by it. Because what you got to think about, man, these late 20s, early 30s wives, mid 30s wives, man, they want somebody, man, to act like they don't like them. She wants to feel like she has to question whether you like her or not. Like how you really feel about her. And you men have to understand that she wants to feel like she's in trouble and she's being reprimanded for it. That's what she wants to feel like. And certain men, when you're in a relationship with a woman, a marriage with a woman, it's hard to do that because you don't want all those things to be done by your wife. But guess what? That other man that she's being with, he don't mind. She ain't his wife. He want to have her doing all type of crazy things. The bottom line is if you're not the type of man who believes that at least intimately you should be superior to your woman, you're probably going to end up in an open marriage, whether it's an open marriage you know about or it's an open marriage that's taking place behind your back. Either way, you're going to be in one. So I say, man, let's see how this rides out with Steph. He's got to figure out, man, that his woman is not happy in that scenario and the money is playing a big role in keeping her there. But y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her.